WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is committed to your safety with 6 hours of continuous team coverage.
This is a relentless storm, Dave.
We're fortunate we all made it out alive.
And our network of sky cams across the state alerting you to danger, bringing you live footage of tornadoes as they touch down in Wathau County.
Look at this, Chase. Guys, look at that.
This is ground zero almost. I mean, this is really hard to stomach, like I said.
We take our commitment to being on your side seriously, and together we're Mississippi Strong.
Weekdays, stream First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus.
And good afternoon, everyone. It is Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts here, along with meteorologist ELISE Ushman, who has been doing an awesome job for the last week. She's reachable 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. She may actually have an AI bot that responds. I don't know at this point in time, but you've been doing a lot of work.
3 o'clock in the morning, probably.
I'm just kidding with you. No, I really do. I just want you to know I do appreciate all of your hard work, and the viewers do as well, because you've been really diligent. I'm serious. You've been really diligent for the last week. I don't get a chance to, toot your horn, but I just want everybody to know that. I know a lot of people feel that way. And I've had a lot of great feedback over the last week. So thank you for holding down the fort and doing that voodoo that you do so well. Let's talk about the weather going on this afternoon. And by the way, people, they should be upset with you for one reason.
What?
All the bad weather.
I know, right?
You have everything to do with it.
It's definitely my fault.
You don't.
I summoned this. My dad asked me to do a rain dance yesterday, and this is what we got.
You conjured it. You conjured it. That's the thing.
Voodoo.
So what we're looking at right now is we've got the radar up here, and Elise is tired. Let's not play games here. She's tired.
Okay. That's
You're not sick and tired, but you're tired.
just tired.
And you've had a lot. You were here last night. You were here Saturday night.
I was here the last Saturday night, and then I was here Sunday night. And then I was also here Saturday and Sunday morning.
Right.
So I was here yesterday morning.
Yeah,
and I was here
I know.
last night.
Okay. So don't get on her nerves. Okay.
Yeah.
Because see, do you see that? Anyway, so we've got a line of storms right now that's moving into the western part of the state. It's already cleared Natchez. You're done.
Yep.
It's already cleared Vicksburg. You're done. Now, I know it's rainy there, but I'm just saying the worst of the line. So the worst of the line right now goes from Belzona down to almost Edwards, and then over to about Roxy, and it's almost into Emmett County. So if you live in places like Macomb, Brookhaven, Jackson, Madison, Ridgeland, Yazoo, Kosciuszko, Lexington, Forest, Carthage, McGee, Raleigh, Prentice, Monticello. I'm literally going to read off every town and Tylertown, and Crystal Springs and Hazelhurst. And Brookhaven. You're going to be looking at a line of storms over the next 1 to 2 hours. It's going to get windy. It's going to be lots of lightning. There's going to be some torrential rain. All right. But we don't expect it to be much worse than that. There was a tornado warning out for Wilkinson County a little while ago. So we thought with the line of storms moving through that we'd pop on here, let everybody know what's going on. So we're right now on your streaming apps. We're on your Roku. What else are we on? Apple TV. What else?
The WLBT app.
WLBT app.
And WLBT First Alert Weather app.
WLBT First Alert Weather app. We're all over the place.
Yeah, we are.
Okay?
YouTube TV.
Yeah. So there you go. Even Bessie Sanders is watching this afternoon.
And
so
Debbie Reeves.
Debbie Reeves. Don't do any more rain dancing, Elise.
Yeah,
all right. You're upsetting her. Don't upset Debbie,
I won't
please.
do it.
So anyway, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings currently in effect for Copiah, Lincoln, Jefferson, Franklin, Emmett, and Wilkinson County. So we do expect all these storms to keep pushing eastward as we go through the next 1 to 2 hours. It's going to rain heavy. It's going to be hard to travel. It will disrupt some of your barbecues if you're barbecuing on this Memorial Day, but we don't think it's going to be much worse than the damaging wind potential. And I will say this, we were just talking in the meeting, a horrible story, out of Holmes County over the weekend of a father and son killed in Holmes County when they hit a tree at 10 o'clock at night on the road. I mean, you can't see. And in this blinding rain, it's really tough. All I can tell you is please be so careful driving in this. You know, we're all experts. It's not going to happen to us, right? And
slow down a little bit.
Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, it doesn't make a difference who you are or what you are. So please just be careful and exercise caution with this weather. Now, is it a high-end severe weather event? No, it's not like a widespread kind of thing. These are your upper-end summertime, even though it's not summer, thunderstorms that are going to be moving through the area. But the problem is it's not just today. We're probably going to be looking at this type of weather, almost every day this week?
Almost every day this week. Now, Friday might be excluded. We'll see. When we get there, it looks like maybe the pattern will start to change then. But for now, same story every day. The only thing that will change is going to be the timing of when that system or these systems push in. It's going to be a little bit different each day. Of course, today we started off with rain. We've got more rain for the afternoon. That's going to be the case tomorrow as well. And then Wednesday, I believe, will actually start off dry. But the afternoon and evening, again, we'll see more storms push in. By tomorrow, I'll probably have a severe risk for Thursday. So we'll just update this. That's what we've been doing every day for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
We've had this same graphic that has a 3-day severe threat for you because we've been getting these systems every single day. And that's just going to continue, again, likely through Thursday. Friday is kind of kind of iffy, but this weekend does look like some better weather. But with every single one of these systems coming through, the threats are going to remain the same. Like Dave said earlier, the damaging wind is going to be the primary threat. We have seen some hail with these storms. There will now be potential for flash flooding. That's increasing the more we get into this week because our rainfall totals are going to be adding up so quickly. I believe in the Natchez area, you've already seen 5 inches of rain in the last 12 to 18 hours. That is a lot of rain. And you, of course, have more rain right now. So if you live somewhere with poor drainage or with a history of flash flooding, something to keep in mind, the tornado threat is minimal, but it's not zero. Again, we had a warning earlier, but this is not looking like it's going to have as much energy as the system that we had last Tuesday, our first alert weather day we had last week. It's not going to be like that as far as tornado potential.
That's right.
Is, I guess, good news.
No, it's very good news.
But can still see some really gusty winds on and off with these. And that can also, of course, bring trees down. So still going to be potentially dangerous.
Just something to keep in mind. And, that's what we're going to be doing, letting you know. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect right now until 7 p.m. Covers just about every county in the viewing area. You notice our northern 3 counties are not under a severe thunderstorm watch. A severe thunderstorm watch gets issued when there's the potential for damaging wind and hail. But at this point in time, it's not an overwhelming threat, and the northern counties don't appear to be in that threat. And as you could see, northeastern Louisiana, those counties will probably be taken out very soon. And so we'll be watching this as it erodes from west to east. I don't think the threat will continue until 7 p.m. No. I think, honestly, I was just saying in our meeting, 4 to 5 o'clock, she's got future radar for you right here.
Yeah. 4 to 5, it's out of here. We're done. We're getting back to quiet conditions through most of the overnight. And then, like I said,
tomorrow morning we could be in some stormy weather again tomorrow
morning. And I know people are going to be back to work tomorrow morning, most likely. Maybe not everybody. Maybe you took this week off because it was already a short week. But if you're back to work tomorrow morning, especially along and north of I-20, you're probably going to have, and right along the Mississippi River, the better chances to see those storms during the morning and the lunchtime commutes. And then by the evening on Tuesday, it looks like a little bit more stormy weather. And again, even though the timing will change with the next system, it's still more of the same for you on Wednesday.
So it looks like it's a morning event tomorrow. It looks like it's an afternoon and evening event Wednesday. And of course, it's all subject to change. These are miniature low pressure systems. They're disturbances, and they're getting kicked up in this unstable environment, and they get pushed across our area. So unfortunately, this is what we get stuck with. It's not really a cold front per se or anything like that. So unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with this chance for rough weather as we go through the next few days. It's going to be every day. probably through Thursday. And then Friday, we start to break out of the pattern just a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Every day, a chance for storms. I
guess
know.
I can show you the rain chances.
You can do that if you feel so inclined.
Well, that's not the spacebar. All right, there you go.
There you
See
go.
how they trend down though for the weekend. Yay!
Yay!
Are you so happy?
Sure. I'm very happy. Hey, listen, my plants are happy. Maybe a little too happy.
I think all the plants
They're getting
are
drunk.
happy.
They're getting drunk in the water.
Drunk. They are growing so fast.
Yep.
We cut the grass last week, and it already looks insane.
Wow.
Like this, like 3 days later, it looked like no one has been there.
Wow. So here's the story. We're gonna say hi to a few people here real quick, and then we're gonna leave the radar up. So you can watch the stuff move through this afternoon, because Elise and I got to get ready. She's on at 4. I'm on at 5, but we can pop on TV for a tornado warning, of course, at any moment. And we will be back on here if the situation warrants it too. We might just do that too. We might leave it going for a little bit and then come on back in here.
We'll just pop up and pop out.
Say, hey, what's going on? So we got a tornado possible tag on that storm down there in Amit. So that's the one that's the only one that right now is causing us a little agita. And so I would tell you, if you live in Pike or Walthall counties, pay attention next hour or so. We may necessitate going on TV for that one. Let's say hi to some people real quick. I'll grab this over here if you don't mind. And we got Debbie, we got Bessie, we got Abby. Yeah, those storms last night were pretty intense. I actually flew back in those storms, and for 5 minutes there, it was not bad. It was pretty bad for 5 minutes. The rest of the trip was okay. Storming in Bunkley, Sissy Arnold. Where's Bunkley? I know most of my Mississippi towns, but where is Bunkley?
Where is Bunkley?
Can you look it up? We're gonna look it up because we don't trust you, Sissy. You might be making it up. No, we're just kidding. We're gonna find Bunkley, Mississippi. There is a Bunkley.
Meadville.
Right next to Meadville. Wow, but I've never heard it referred to as Bunkley.
Either.
Look at that. That's a cute little town right by the Homachita River.
Sure enough.
I want to know from Sissy.
The Mount Zinnia Church.
Yeah, I want to know something from Sissy Arnold. How many people live in Bunkley? I guarantee she knows them all, right? So you let us know. Hey, Shine Odin Pogue, thanks for watching. Verdine Hawkins, praying. We appreciate that. Everybody does. Edward Lopez, it looks good in Austin, Texas. Well,
must be nice.
Yeah. They got some good barbecue in Austin. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I could really go for some barbecue.
Sabrina Thomas, hello to you. Jan Gibbons Hendon, good to see you. Teresa Ann Schaefer. I didn't mention Flora. So you know what? I just did. I mentioned Flora. Brenda McLaurin Hayes, watching from McGee. Eric Sullivan. Hold on, moving you down here. Oh, what did I do with you? There you go. Buy batteries, toilet paper, and MREs.
Don't forget the bread, Eric.
Wow, and MREs. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be that bad, Eric, but you got the right idea. I mean, it sounds like you're ready for anything. Yeah. Teresa Cookie Simmons in Foxworth, the Grand Canyon of Mississippi. I don't know if you knew that. Beautiful area there. Amy Jones watching from McGee. Linda Carter, thank you, Elise and Dave, for this update. You guys are the best. Can't argue with you there, Linda. I mean, you're just speaking, putting truth to words, right?
Big facts.
Annette Jones watching from McGee. Annette Wade in Morton. Olivia Spann, Dave is the goat. I hope that's a goat.
It looks like a goat.
Okay, thank you. Gloria Garner from Morton. Abby Smith, how long till the Rankin County area is clear for the day? It's probably going to be, I'd say probably you're going to have to wait till about 4:30, 5 o'clock before things improve for you. It's going to get bad before then. Nikki Townsend, are the storms over? It seems to be never over. Hi, Virginia Chase. Teresa Ann Schaefer. What's that say with the grass? Oh, yeah, 100% with the grass. Sorry about that. My phone's going off. Give me a second here.
We got a hi from Eagle Lake.
Eagle Lake and Birdman. South Vicksburg didn't get the wind, just 2 inches of rain so far today. It's a pretty impressive amount of rain, but it was really storming out earlier this morning. Victoria from Franklin County, Victoria Gibson, good to see you. Milton Jones, also in Franklin County. We got Jennifer Smith watching from McGee. Teresa Ann Schaefer, Anita Radar on Network TV. Okay, we're not going to get into that. Brentley Sides, is the tornado threat high today? No, quite the opposite. Yeah. OC Tillman watching from Jackson. Pops Rush. What time Mendenhall going to get it? Probably between 3 and 4 p.m. this afternoon is when it's going to be moving in. Hey, Linda Gilmer. Hey, Ruby Ainsworth from Braxton, and Raven Butler and Pearl. Thanks for checking us out. Belzona, Edna, Miss Unray Chapman. Hello to you. Pops Rush is in Mendenhall. Sissy Arnold lives in the heart of Bunkley on the Homachita River. Wow.
Okay, Sissy.
I feel like there's a song there. But thank you for representing Bunkley so proudly today. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I love that.
How will it be in Mount Olive? Tornadoes. Tornadoes extremely unlikely, but the chance for rain very high. Todd Adams, who's a meteorologist, he says, "Welcome back."
It's a cool guy. That Todd
is a pretty good guy. I like that guy, Todd. He finds a lot of weird things when he's away. I don't know if you know about that. He finds weird things, does weird things.
He told me he saw a bunch of aliens.
I believe that
on his last vacation.
I believe that. I do believe that.
Yeah.
There's also some abduction story that he's talked about before. I don't want to get into it, but what he did in Pascagoula in the 1960s is his business, and we're going to leave it at that. Hey, Melissa Upkins, watching from Bogachita. Appreciate you. Brittany Bomber Ingram, watching from Terry. Annie Spites, hi from Birmingham, Alabama. And Kathy Ganem. Losing power is the worst thing in the world. Johnny Jones, good to see you. Jesse Lambert and JS. How are things in JS today? You had a bad storm a couple months back. Johnny Jones is in Louise, Mississippi. Excuse me. Millie Chapman Burke. Natchez, you're done with the severe weather. You're just going to have rain for the next hour.
Speaking of power outages, really quickly, we still have about 11,000 people without power from yesterday's storms.
Mm-hmm.
So just a heads up, a first alert for you. You could lose power today as well. Or, this will keep you from seeing your power restored. Just a little first alert.
Albert Charles, Forest here. Are we in the area of any storms? Yes, within the next 2 hours. You do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for your area. Phoebe Johnson will be bad. I'm not a fan of severe weather. Believe it or not, we're not fans of severe weather either. We got to work long hours and it gets kind of crazy. So we're not the hugest fan of it either. Phoebe, I don't know where you are, so I can't tell you whether it's going to get bad or not. James Mart, Holmes County, what's going on? Abby Smith, Natchez is good for the day. I'd say so, but you're still going to have some rain for the next hour or so. Monica Brown and Pearl, hello from Richland. Kelly B, German Coates, how is Chula, Mississippi looking? You're in the worst of it right now, it looks like, but you're gonna have rain for the next hour, but you'll get some wind and some torrential rain, and that's about it. Margaret Emmons is in Yazoo County. Louise Rushing is Winston County in the mix. Yes, but it looks like you're going to be getting into this weather probably closer to the evening or late afternoon, evening. Deborah Jones in Macomb, Mississippi, and Oshie Williams in Tylertown. Just want to remind everybody in our southernmost counties, Pike, Walthall, pay attention to this storm coming out. That's what we're doing because the one that's right now located in Emmett County, that could be something that develops into a severe storm, into a tornadic storm. We did have a brief tornado warning in Wilkinson County about a half hour to 45 minutes ago. Let's see. Zilpha Smith. Hi, Dave. Hi, Zilpha. Cassidy Cantrell is in Yazoo. Nisha Prez in Lawrence, and Delia Gilner. Hey, Dave, what do we expect in the Metro Jackson area? So the storms are going to be here within the hour. So it's, what time is it now? I can't see the clock.
It is about 2 o'clock.
About 2 o'clock. So it'll be here before 3. And we're going to have heavy rain, some wind, a lot of lightning. And that's the story there. Ricky Wayne Brown in Vicksburg, you're already, the worst of the weather's past you. You just have rain on the way. ELISE is drawing a storm track to show you how long it's going to be before it moves in. And this will answer your question, Victoria Gibson, I would assume. But this will pretty much put it across our area within the next 1 to 2 hours. Yep. Hey, Morgan Young from Florence. Kathy Gannon. Strong storms are on the way tomorrow, too. We got a new one? Oh, yep, brand new one. For the metro area.
Metro.
And I think it does include Jackson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Yep. Cuts right into the metro area. So the storms are moving in, and there you go. Hey, Mark Hodges, how you doing? Pluto, I don't know. Jefferson Davis County, we do know. You're going to get some storms in about an hour or two. How about Enid, Mississippi? Can you look up, where's Enid? I think Enid's in the lower Delta area. I learned about Bunkley today. I've been here this go around 16 years.
Tallahatchie County.
Oh, you're Tallahatchie. That's why I don't know you. Okay. Oh, that's North Mississippi. I mean, y'all drive on the opposite side of the road in North Mississippi. So how am I supposed to know any of that? You'll get some rain later today. I don't think it's going to be all that severe though. So, but good to see you, Julie Melton Alvarez from Enid, Mississippi. We appreciate you. We got Latoya Chapman Butler here, Charlotte Morgan. You're waiting for this to come on in. So are we. Crystal Gray from Puckett. Hello to you. Hey, Phoebe Johnson. Rainy now. Hopefully no tornado. Morgan Young going to get it bad in Florence. Do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, so damage and winds are potential here in the next hour or so. And you know the power's off for a lot of folks, as Elise was just mentioning. Teresa Ann Schaefer mentioned that. So that's why we do these little streaming things, because you can watch them on the free First Alert Weather app, the news app, WLBT News app, and you can also stream it on your mobile devices. So that's the thing. Yeah, Raynell Lang, be careful in Macomb, because I'm telling you that one storm there is looking a little bit intense. Cassidy Cantrell, the worst of the weather's over. Yazoo right now should be done within an hour. But it doesn't look all that bad in Yazoo County at this point in time. But we are watching those storms that are just west of Macomb, and if they go tornadic, we are going to break into programming on TV to tell everyone about it. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning right now in effect for the Metro Jackson area. Let's give you let's see. Thanks, Dave. I see we are underwinning here in Jackson. Under a warning, I think is what you meant to say, O.C. Tillman. But let's just see here. Give you the latest on this new severe thunderstorm warning. This new severe thunderstorm warning goes until 3 p.m. for the Metro Jackson area, including parts of Rankin, Simpson, Copiah counties. Does include the city of Jackson. It does not include Madison County right now. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing winds of 60 miles per hour. Radar indicated storm. So that's what we're dealing with here. In Gila, you're pretty much out of the worst of it right now. So that's the story there. Deborah McLean, the worst of the weather has already moved to your east. And then Shana Moore, you're getting into it within about 15 to 30 minutes. You're going to have the storms right on top of you in Clinton. So these storms are moving eastward. But I will tell you, if you're in Lincoln County, a very intense thunderstorm. We can zoom in on Lincoln real quick. I think they're going to go into a warning here pretty soon, at least near Brookhaven. They will. Western part of the county is already under a warning. That's a pretty intense cell that is sitting there just west of Brookhaven. So, we're going to be looking at the thing. Hey, O.C. Tillman, sorry about your big hands. Don't worry, get bigger keys. Get bigger keyboard. Get a huge keyboard. Get it like you can get them on. You can get. They make all kinds of crazy stuff now.
That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Keyboard filling the whole table.
Yeah, you could do it. It's legit. So we're getting into this weather now, but I think Brookhaven will probably be under some type of warning here within the next few minutes or so. Well, okay, Colby Oswald asked a good question. What is allowing this to not weaken, considering we had rain in Pearl last night and this morning? Actually, it is a little weaker than it probably could be. Had we not had the rain overnight and in the morning, these storms could be a lot more intense. These are actually, they're in the severe range, okay, but they're not going crazy. We're not seeing 80, 90 mile per hour winds. We're seeing 60 mile per hour winds. So the atmosphere is actually stabilized a little bit. We also haven't had a lot of sunshine. Had the storms not happened last night or this morning, and we had a lot of sunshine this morning, we'd have big problems. I was very concerned about that this morning when I woke up fixing the coffee, and I was like, oh boy, let's not do this.
That is, though, why they're stronger as you go further to the south.
Yeah.
You guys did have some breaks in the clouds, and you had a longer break in the rain and got a lot warmer, a lot faster than the rest of us. We saw some mid 80s out there this afternoon, and you're probably still in the mid 80s near, Monticello and Macomb in Tylertown. So that's why there's a little bit more energy for these to eat on as they push your way.
And so Phoebe Johnson, you're between Macomb and Brookhaven. You're pretty much Boca Chica, or you're somewhere in there, it seems like. Those storms are coming in here within the next hour or so. So I would expect a new severe thunderstorm warning to be issued for you before long. Hey, Larry Fountain in Meridian, good to see you. And David Keith Williamson getting bad in Monticello. Oh, Colby Oswald, that's the worst. When the power box gets ripped off the side of the house. I actually know about this. Yeah, it's not a good thing. And there was true story. I don't think I can really say the name. So I know this is going to sound so stupid and random. Like, this is not what I do in my free time.
Okay.
But we had a bad storm rip through about 5-6 years ago. And I was going home, and the road was kind of blocked, and there were power lines down or whatever. And I was standing there, and my house was fine. But a neighbor, she lives alone. And so I said to the power guy, I said, is there anything you could do for her? It's the middle of the night. It was really like hot. It was a weird night. And he was like, well, you know, because there's not much we can do. And you could see this. He goes, I mean, I guess we could. But then he called a couple backup people and they got her power back. And she really needed it because she didn't know what to do and all that. Anyway, I thought the guy was so nice. I sent a letter to the utility company. I did. No. I thought he was a great guy. I said, this was someone who went, I saw someone. I mean, we are so quick, right, in society to condemn people, to attack people, we always comment on bad service, right?
Oh, I know. I'm just worried that they're going to get him in trouble for bad service.
Not at all. You know what they did? Sometimes. Do you know what they did? Do you know what they did? This is crazy.
What?
They gave him box seats to a Saints game before.
Love it.
He had never been to a professional. I'm not going to say his name because some people might know him, and I just don't want to single him out like that. But I singled him out to his employer. They got him box seats for the Saints. So, you know, box seats, you're eating the soup, you're eating the hot dogs, you're having, you know, the sandwiches, and they even made an announcement over the PA for him.
That's
awesome. This guy had played high school football, just didn't go further than high school. When he played high school football, he had never been to a professional game in his life. And that just made me feel so good. But he's the one who did the good work. Yeah. So as far as I was concerned, I'm going to email. So I emailed whoever it was at the company. It wasn't somebody, I didn't email the CEO, but I emailed someone pretty important. And no joke, they routed it to the CEO, and the CEO was like, hey, let's give this guy some. So I was so happy for him. I've never seen him since. I'd love to see him, but is he in here?
I don't know. Maybe that's his wife.
Okay. Well, let's see. I don't know if I don't know. But maybe Shondell, was it your husband that got the tickets? Someone got the tickets. I don't know who it is, but it was really nice to see.
I like that. See, y'all should spend more time commenting on the good things people do and less time complaining about people.
Absolutely.
Not everybody complains about people.
No, I mean, and listen, I'm going to, there are some people that do need complaining.
That is true.
Okay. There are some people that do need complaining. Let's not kid ourselves. There's some people out there that just are nincompoops. Okay. But we have people that, especially here in Mississippi, we have people here, if they're going to help you, if you ask for it, and if you're nice. And anyway, I saw some really nice acts going on. This is going back several years. It's got to be 7-8 years ago. I don't know. But I don't know. I just thought I'd share that little story with y'all.
I like that.
And hopefully none of you fell asleep. But there you go. See, look at that. Every time I click on here, they're never talking about the weather. It's always small talk. Hey, listen, I don't even know how to say your name.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is, but I've said this before. Okay. This is not your grandma or grandpa's weathercast that we're doing here on the streaming thing. This is like our little podcast. And as you know, in the evening, we even change our names for the podcast. So this is where we talk about the weather. We show you the radar. You know what's going on. And we talk about other things at the same time. Now, when it's TV, you'll see us be all serious and, pointing here and over here. And we got 2 minutes and 30 seconds or 3 minutes to get our point across. And that's it. So this is the opportunity for us to be human beings, at least pseudo human beings, and share with you a little bit of some stories.
And we have actually talked about the weather. Maybe you were just a little late.
Yeah, I think you were late to the party. We just spent a lot of time talking about the weather and all that. So we got Chantel Star McGriff. No, that was his coworker, but my husband has been to your house too. Okay, well, that's good. Tell your husband I said hello. Hey, Sherry Smith Case, good to see you. We're happy to look out for y'all. And then Colby Oswald. You love weather, was going to school to be a meteorologist, but life happened and was in college to get a cup of coffee, basically. What?
I don't know what that means either.
Well, you were in college to get a cup of coffee. I don't know what that means. But Colby,
what does that mean?
Let me explain something to you. You're going to school to be a meteorologist, but life happened. How about this? I was going to school for something else, and life happened to me. Okay. If you think that, let me tell you something right now. I was here in Jackson, Mississippi in the 90s. And on my first, you can look me up on YouTube. I think my videos are still there. I had poofy hair. I was the chief meteorologist at WJTV, and I didn't want to leave, but I was young and I needed the money. And a company approached me out of Cincinnati, and they said, you want to come work for us? And I said, absolutely not. I really like my job here. And they said, well, what would it take for you to come work for us? And I said, you'd have to more than double my salary.
Amount of money.
Yeah. And guess what? They did that. And I left, and I didn't like it. I laid in bed every night, and I stared at the ceiling, and I sweat profusely. Okay. That was my story. The food never tasted as good. The people were never as friendly. And so I regretted leaving Mississippi. And I think I regretted leaving at the time. Well, I moved to Cincinnati. I didn't like it there. So I left after 4 years. Nothing against the city. It was the place I was working wasn't a great place at the time. I don't know if it is now or not. I've never kept up with anybody there. It was one of those things. And so I then moved to Florida. I worked in Florida television for many years. And I thought, okay, I'll do this for the rest of my career. And then all of a sudden the opportunity presented itself back here in Mississippi in 2010. And I said, I'll come back for 24 months. And that was 15 years ago. And all I can say is my hair's a little grayer. Yeah, only a little thinner too. The hair, not the rest of me, but that's the story there. Raining cats, dogs, and natches. Mark Beamer, Raymond, you do have I believe we're very close in the line with a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's the story there.
Yeah.
All right.
Colby, you could go back if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
You could still do it.
You could still do it if you
We
want.
believe
I
in
will
you.
tell you right now, this is a very tough field to be in. It's very, would you say that?
I would say that. Sometimes it's, when the weather's not doing much, it's like, oh, this is so fun. Not that it's, but then if it's bad weather, it's not fun. It's serious.
It's serious, and there can be the hours can be very long, and the schedule can be very disruptive. So let's talk about it. How many days have you worked out of the last 10 days?
All of them.
So, Mark, right? It was Mark. Was it Mark who said he wanted to go back to school?
No, Colby.
Colby. Sorry,
No,
Colby.
he didn't say he wanted to go back.
Oh, Colby said we're trying to get him to go back to school.
Yeah.
Colby, all I'm here to tell you is
Trying to
enjoy that
recruit
cup
him.
of coffee. Okay, brother? Enjoy that cup of coffee because, Tara Simpson, my husband is literally grilling as we speak. You're in Western Rankin. Yeah, we always chat about the weather. It makes you less anxious. Don't get anxious. It's not up. There we go. New severe thunderstorm warning,
There
like
it
we said,
is.
for Brookhaven. Also
can,
Monticello.
Finish grilling, but
Yeah.
hopefully he doesn't have more than an hour.
Yeah, he better turn the heat up.
Turn it up, finish up, go inside.
Yeah, because it's coming. It's fitting a storm.
Yeah. In East Rankin, though, you're not in that severe thunderstorm warning yet. So, you got a little time.
Thank you, Kristen Franklin. I'm glad you stayed, Dave. You're by far my favorite meteorologist. We actually call you Weather Daddy Dave in my family. That's interesting. I sort of appreciate that. It's a little uncomfortable, but at the same time, I think it's funny. It does make me laugh. I need that kind of stuff. Lisa Coates, it's your birthday. How long will this weather last? Oh, happy birthday, Lisa. You're trying to get to Longhorn in Madison, and you're in Belzona. Longhorn? Well, what time?
Yeah,
they got some good appetizers there. Yeah, Mom, we'll meet you over at the Longhorn if we can get out of this weather in time.
Can we have a bite of your birthday dessert?
Ooh, yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
I just ate at the Longhorn the other day. It's pretty good. I ate the one in not Madison. I ate the one over in Rankin County, and it was good. I had a good meal over there. Happy birthday, Lisa. Wait a little while. Okay, give it a little time. Colby, yes, I could, but what I will say, I'm happy with what I'm doing now, and it worked out for the best. I enjoy getting up every morning, providing for my family. It all worked out. I didn't see it then, but I do now. Oh, that's wonderful, Colby. That's beautiful, actually. And that's the thing. I really do. I think when people set out in life, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, I fought every step of the way to become a TV meteorologist. But my dad was like, "You're going to be a TV meteorologist." My guidance counselor, who I'm suing right now for $35 million for allowing me to go into this field. No, I'm not. She was a very sweet woman, and she became really good friends with my mom over the years. But she was like, "No, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna be so good at it." And I was like, "I don't want to do this." I went to college not for this. And then the first job I applied for on graduation, I got a job in television, and I had another job waiting for me that paid a lot more. And so I take the job in television. Do I even want to tell you how much it paid?
I think you've already told me before.
I've told you before, and I don't even know if you think that's believable, but I would love to find the paycheck for it. When I told my father what I had done, you would have thought I told my dad that I was joining a cult. Okay. He was like, "Are you kidding me? Do you know how much I spent on your college?" And he was all amped up. But my dad, in all fairness, my dad was very proud of me. So I know that for a fact. And but when I got started in it, my dad was like, "Do you know what you're doing?" And of course, when we're in our 20s, none of us know what we're doing. When we're starting out of college, nobody knows what they're doing. And then we kind of fall. Life is like Plinko. If you ever watched The Price is Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got the Plinko puck and it goes doot, doot,
yeah,
doot, 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 doot.
Right.
And that's that. So it depends on what you do. You don't know where you're going to wind up is what I'm trying to tell you. I'd love to sit here and tell you that everything's preordained, but sometimes the journey is preordained.
Yeah,
How about that?
that's what I think.
The journey's preordained, the destination maybe not so much. And that's the thing. But the destination sounds scary. I mean, right? The destination is like, okay, we're done, we're here. Well, the fun is all on the destination, hopefully. Hopefully. The journey. Thank you. Sorry. I'm tired too. I didn't get in. My flight got in after midnight, and then I couldn't get a ride. And everybody today is like, I would have given you a ride, but they all say that. Mm-hmm. Would they have answered the phone?
Right. If you
That's the question.
1 o'clock
so
in the morning.
They didn't have a Uber, Lyft last night. They didn't have at the Jackson Airport. They didn't have a taxi until finally this one guy shows up. Nobody's swarming him. So I go, hey man, and I told him where I was going, which wasn't that far. He was very unhappy about that, but I gave him a good tip. So I don't know if he was unhappy about that part, but I was his first ride of the night. I was just happy to get home. So I got home, but it was raining on and off. So I laid down, slept for a few hours, woke up, watched the morning show a little bit, sipped some coffee. And then I said, this ain't going to work. I got to go back to sleep. This is crazy. So that's the story there. All right. What we're going to do for you right now, folks, is we're done talking. We're going to save our voices. We're going to go prep a little bit. We'll come back in a few minutes. We're going to leave the radar up. Is that cool?
Yeah, and I'll answer 2 questions. How's the weather tomorrow morning? Stormy again, just so you know, tomorrow morning. But overnight, somebody said, what will the weather be like at 3 a.m.? Quiet. So after 6 p.m. until about 6 a.m., we're going to have a quiet spell, but then things are going to ramp back up going into your morning commute on Tuesday.
Yeah. So that's the story there. All right, folks, what we're going to do is I'm going to full screen this. There won't be any audio. We're just going to full screen it, and that way we'll leave the radar. You want to leave this up? What's your preference? Just up? I think that's up with the warnings, or what do you want? Something else?
I mean, I think this is fine.
Okay, that's what we're going to do. And folks, don't forget, ELISE is on at WLBT News at 4. LBT News at 4. How did I do on names today? I was pretty good. Remember that day I was in here with you and the names? Every name I was messing up.
Oh yeah, you did good today.
I don't know what it was. Maybe because I had fish. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Usually it's something that helps me with my brain. All right, folks, we'll leave the radar up for you. And if the warnings get any different, we'll let you know. If a tornado warning is issued, we will pop on TV. We'll kill this.
Yeah.
So we can supersede this and you can watch it. But we're watching that one storm coming out of Emmett County. It's a little sus right now. That's the only thing. I'll be on at WLB2 News at 5 and 6. And then we'll be back here at 6:30 for another update. Until then, folks, watch the radar in perpetuity. There.
Yep.
Minimize. And ready. And good afternoon, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts here, along with meteorologist Elise Ushman. We're back with you like we promised. We left the radar up for you to check out as the storms move through, and you can see the warnings pop on the screen. The good news is the situation is de-escalating. So here we are at 3 o'clock, and the weather situation is improving quite a bit, and that certainly is some good news. Now, if you're living anywhere along I-55 or westward, you expect rain for the rest of the afternoon. If you're east of I-55, there's still going to be a few strong storms, but they won't do much. There could be some gusty winds in there. Power lines have been an issue in some cases, and some trees have come down as well. So we do have an update. Do you have the ability to show the severe thunderstorm watch? Sorry, I'm throwing this at you, and
No, it just closed mine.
oh, it just closed down.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyway, Lisa is going to be doing a live hit in about 20 minutes on WLBT3. Then you can see her on WLBT News at 4, as well as 4:30. I'll be on 5 and 6 on WLBT. The severe thunderstorm watch is now being canceled on the western fringe there. The darker counties are now removed. It's just the lighter counties where the severe thunderstorm watch continues until 7 p.m. My expectation is that this weather will improve by then, and the watch will be gone before 7 p.m. So watch out for storms east of I-55, west of I-55. Just rain going to continue throughout the afternoon. More storms on the way tomorrow morning. More updates on the way on Studio 3 with Elise, WLBT News at 4 and 4:30, and myself, WLBT News at 5 and 6 and at 10, and then we'll be back here at 6:30 for another weather update. Until then, folks, take it easy for the rest of your afternoon and enjoy this Memorial Day.